All right, what's going on, y'all? So, got a little bit different of a video today. This one's gonna be unscripted, unedited, one take. But today we're gonna be chewing on a Grizzly Wintergreen long cut. So, what I want to talk to you guys about is what's been going on with Upchurch lately, right? And I know I make a lot of videos talking about Upchurch and reacting to his music and whatnot, but all the shit that's been going on recently. With going on between him, Ripa, Dearorf, and Adam Calhoun and Just in Time, right? So for those that this is your first time hearing of this, a little refresh for y'all is Upchurch and Adam Calhoun started beefing, I guess you can say beefing last year. It was early last year, like last February, around the time when Upchurch was dissing Tom McDonald. And Church made a video talking about people that are, you know, want to be gangsters and want to be thugs. And everyone immediately started saying, oh, he's talking about Adam Calhoun. Instantly, Upchurch didn't mention anyone's names. He was like, oh, he's talking about Adam Calhoun. And then Adam Calhoun was like, yo, bro, I thought we were friends. And Church made a video calling Adam out. That was the first video that Church released, actually called Adam Calhoun out. But it really, like, where it really, I guess, I can say for at least Upchurch really started was a while back. Maybe a few years ago. Calhoun was at Upchurch's house, right? And Calhoun asked Upchurch, like, hey, are we still friends? Which is kind of weird, right? I mean, if you gotta ask somebody if you're still friends, are you guys really friends? Like, if you're really friends, you'll know that you're still friends. And when I heard that, I was like, okay, Calhoun has some ego issues. All right, not really surprising. Then Calhoun shows back up to Church's house unannounced with Jelly Roll. I know you guys know who Jelly Roll is. He's on the country music radio station as a country artist. But they were like, hey, Church, like, you can make a lot of fucking money. If you sell your catalog, you make several hundred millions of dollars selling your catalog. And Church, being the man who he is, being the man of his word, stands on business, was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And they're like, oh, you're gonna miss out. You're gonna miss out on this. You're gonna miss out on that. And Church doesn't care. He stands on business. Church is a man of his word, which is why so many people like me stand with Upchurch. Which is why I'm making this video, because I'm sick and tired of seeing the hatred towards him. I'm sick and tired of seeing the fucking hatred towards him. And you fast forward to today. You got Calhoun out here spreading bullshit about Upchurch. Upchurch did nothing but help Adam. Adam wouldn't even be as noticed if it wasn't for Upchurch. Only reason Calhoun's music career slightly took off was because that song he did with Upchurch, Died Tonight. That's it. If it wasn't for that song, nobody would even be listening to Calhoun's music. It's straight up garbage. Calhoun can't do anything with music unless he has somebody of notoriety on the song. Calhoun has 0 songs that have ever made the billboards. That's by himself. Now, as for Just in Time wouldn't even be where he's at today if it wasn't for Upchurch either. They had a song together. Just in Time's not even an artist. The only thing Just in Time's really known for is Redneck Rave. And all that is just a bunch of people getting drunk, going to mud parks, listening to shitty music. That's all it is. You know, if you want to do it, you can just do that with your buddies without having to pay a fuck ton of money. Now, as for Ripa in Dearorf was a childhood friend of Upchurch, right? They grew up together. They lived in the same town. And Ripa used to live with Upchurch. Ripa used to be close to Upchurch as well. And Ripa used to live on Ghost Ranch. Him and his wife and his kid lived on Ghost Ranch with Upchurch. And I don't know if you guys remember, Upchurch wrecked his Harley a while back. And nobody really knew about the details about it, right? Well, what really happened was, church was at a standstill, and Dearorf wrecked into his Harley and then drove off. First off, that's reckless driving. Second, that's a hit and run. Both could potentially, depending on, I don't know Tennessee state laws, but could potentially at least get you a hefty ticket and possibly your license taken away and potential prison time. Ripa, while Upchurch was, while he was living there, Upchurch started noticing things around his house going missing. And he kind of thought it was weird. I don't know if you guys remember all the times that Upchurch had to make a new Instagram account. Stuff is not adding up here. A lot of this stuff that church has been talking about come to fruition now. Church was talking about all this shit years ago, and nobody believed him. Now look, he talked about it in songs, he talked about it in videos, Instagram posts. And I don't know if you guys remember, while back, Upchurch was talking about how he was noticing a lot of his money going missing, right? Houses were being bought in his name without his knowledge. And initially he thought it was his mother. And it almost completely destroyed his relationship with his mother. And I made a video talking about that. And that was like going on 3 years ago. And that was one of my biggest videos. That's actually my biggest video to date, was that video. It topped at 22,000 views, like 700 some likes, and a couple hundred comments. And it broke my heart because I was like, damn, like somebody's own mother would do that to them, is what I initially thought. Now, after hearing about it, it's looking like it was Dearorf and Ripa that did that. And then it was, I want to say it was May. I want to say it was around May, June-ish, when Ripa moved out of Ghost Ranch. And that was when he started talking shit about Upchurch, and Upchurch started exposing everything that he did. And I saw something on Instagram. Upchurch made a post last night on Instagram. It was either a post or on his story about one of his guns went missing. It was like one of his favorite guns and went missing. And everything's leaned back up to Ripa. Right? Church went into the room, after Ripa moved out, Church went into the room where Ripa was staying at and found a phone with a bunch of passwords to Upchurch's accounts on the back of that phone. Church thought that was very sketchy, and Church, being the man that he is, put two and two together, Ripa. And I know there's gonna be people in the comments throwing their hate, saying that Church is on drugs. But when people are saying, when these guys are saying that Church is on drugs, that he's not right mentally, all they're doing is just self-reflection of themselves, and they're projecting it onto Upchurch to make themselves feel better about themselves. That's all that they're doing. And what's gonna happen from this, I have no idea. There's potential that we could see Ripa go into jail. We could see Dearorf go into jail. I wouldn't be surprised. And there's still a lot more to be exposed from those two, and Adam and Just in Time. And the only reason Adam Calhoun is relevant today is because he makes videos bashing Upchurch. Those diss tracks that he made, those videos he made, and Adam's not even close to being 100% close to being on the same level as Upchurch. Calhoun had a tour, and it was canceled due to poor ticket sales. And there's plenty of Upchurch fans and just people in general getting texts saying, hey, buy tickets to Adam Calhoun's concert. Which is just fucking wrong, right? That's scamming people now, which honestly is illegal. And goes to show the poor character that Calhoun is, right? He preaches being this pro-American guy, but is he really this big gangster dude that he really raps about? He's not. He's not. A few years ago, Calhoun was having beef with this other country rapper, Haystack, which Haystack is one of the OGs in country rap. And Calhoun and Haystack are having a beef, and Haystack was like, all right, motherfucker, I'm gonna pull up to your town, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. Calhoun was like, all right, meet me here in New Lenox. So Haystack did. And Calhoun went kind of MIA off of social media for a while after that. And when he finally came back, his face was a little bit messed up, he had a few scars on his face, and his eye was black. And he didn't talk about nothing. He didn't even talk about the fight. I don't know if you guys remember that. I remember that. And that's kind of when I was like, okay, something's fishy here with Adam. Something's very fishy here. He's not talking about what happened. Something to really just sit and think about. And I get asked a lot, like, why do you support Upchurch? I support Upchurch because Upchurch is a man of his word. That is something my dad preached heavily to me, my brother, and my sister, was to be a man of your word. You say you're going to do something, you do it. Because the two most valuable things is your word and your last name. And Upchurch, everything Upchurch says he's going to do, he does. Calhoun, not so much. How many times has Calhoun said he's going to retire? And he goes away for a bit, and then he comes back. And then he goes away for a bit, and he's done this for the last 5 years. Which is crazy, right? Boy who cried wolf. But that's all I got for you guys today. Take from what you will about that. Let them in the comments below what's your guys' thoughts about the whole Calhoun thing, the whole Ripa and Dearorf thing. I'd like to see what you guys have to say about it. Like I said, this is a one take, no editing video. Just want to get out here and just share my thoughts with y'all. Hope you guys have a great day. And I'm going to go get this uploaded. I got 2 other videos I'm going to get edited and ready to be uploaded. But anyways, I'll catch you guys later. Like always, stay hungry, stay positive. Peace.